Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be talking about one of the biggest announcements for Star Wars Legion and possibly the most significant commitment to the long-term future of this game by Atomic Mass Games since the Star Wars game lines were handed over to them. And that is the announcement that they are going to be reprinting all of the soft plastic expansions and models in hard plastic. This announcement came out of Mini Stravaganza during their Legion Roadmap panel. If you want to check that panel out in its entirety, I will have links at the end of the video as we did a watch party, or you can head over to Atomic Mass Games and their channel as well, both on their Twitch and on their YouTube channel. A lot of their Mini Stravaganza panels tend to end up over there, so you can always check those out as well. But what we're going to be talking about today is what that means for Star Wars Legion and what possible additions that could have to the game beyond simply reprinting everything. If you guys are new here to the channel, I'd love to invite you to subscribe, stick around, check out all of the other content. We do a lot of giveaways. We're doing one right now that's running through Halloween. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment. Winner of that one wins a $100 Amazon gift card, which you can put towards a gaming expansion of your choice. So we can check that out. But basically what we're talking about here is these some of the preview images that they gave us. We're going to run through a couple of these and talk about why these are significant. This one, first and foremost, is the Rebel Commandos. Now, this is more than just a reprint. They didn't just take the existing molds and say, hey, we're just going to change out the components. These are entirely new sculpts. Drastically different sculpts. Look at the three different Twi'leks that we have there, for example. You've got a Duro, you've got a Mon Cala, you've got three Twi'leks. The human to alien ratio is vastly different than what we've seen in the past. And that's really, really cool. What also was very cool about this is the model quality is going to be so much higher than on the soft plastic goods. And those were already good to begin with. But anybody who's been playing Legion from the beginning knows that when they switched over to hard plastic, there was a massive jump in quality. Anybody can see this by looking at Stormtroopers and comparing them to Clone Troopers. And that's one reason why Clone Troopers tend to look so much better than the Stormtroopers, especially like the Phase 2 Clone Troopers, where they were all in with that hard plastic. And as they redo all of this, the Phase 1 Clone Troopers were still in the soft plastic, but by then also sculpts and molds had been better. But then by the time they got to the Phase 2 clones, it was just leaps and bounds above. And they're really great models, especially with those hard lines, those armor plating. All that stuff looks really, really cool. So it's awesome to see all of these as new sculpts. And it's going to be very cool to see what other things they end up doing, especially when it comes to Stormtroopers. I know a lot of people like myself that have been playing for a long time may already have quite a bit of Stormtroopers. They were the first core unit for the Empire, and they were super fun and groovy to paint, but to have all new Stormtroopers is going to be a very, very tempting thing to resist. I'll definitely at least be picking up one and doing comparisons where we can look at, the original Stormtroopers versus the new and improved Stormtroopers 2.0, if you want to call them that. But it looks very, very cool, and I'm very excited about it. Luke and Leia, it's not just your generic units. Heroes are going to be getting the new 2.0 treatment, and they are going to look fantastic. Speaking of things that look fantastic, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. These are amazing tokens, folks. They're full metal tokens. They're absolutely gorgeous, and you should check them out. They make great holiday gifts. They make great prize support, and a great way just to treat yourself. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Use code Crabbok VIP while you are there. You're going to save 15%. And orders that use $35 or more that use that code are going to get a free Crabbok token thrown in. It's got the lightsaber nunchucks on there. It's absolutely an awesome token. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com and check them out. They're amazing. Vader also will be getting another treatment. Now, this one is a little funny to me because we've had so many versions of Vader, but the classic core set. Presumably, there will be new core sets or starter boxes that will feature all of this, and new entry points for new players that don't want to start by buying all of the soft plastic, and it's probably going to mean that I have a lot more explanatory videos to kind of guide new players into the game that might be like, wait a second, how come this old expansion I bought for half off or whatever out of a bargain bin has like this soft plastic and the same glue I have isn't working quite the same with it, and and all this other stuff. And so I'm sure it's going to have content creators kind of coming up with all kinds of stuff. So, but that's a very good thing, because all of these mean all new sculpts. This means their sculpting and design team is working overtime on getting all of this done. Now, all of these new products that we've been talking about will not be out until 2025 is when they're kind of projected. This is a long-term project, and they normally don't give us a roadmap for something that far in advance, but this time they did. And I think it's really interesting, and I think it represents a huge commitment to Legion. This isn't something that they're just keeping going, for an extra year or so while Shatterpoint takes off. No, they're completely dedicated to making this a fully fleshed out line. Not that it wasn't already, but continuing to keep the game looking and playing beautifully. So and honestly, you combine this news with all of the other stuff that came out of Mini Stravaganza, and I feel like not only are they taking the models seriously, but I feel like they're taking the rules more seriously. I feel like the design team and the balance aspects that have been going into it feel like they're a lot better. And I feel like the game is really in a good place right now. And it has me asking questions, what else could the future reprints mean? For example, I'm going to name off a couple of the old softer plastic expansions that I'm looking forward to reprints for. And I want to hear some of yours. Let me know down in the comments section. Starting with Imperial Royal Guards. Now, this is... I always felt like this was a missed opportunity from Fantasy Flight when they did the Royal Guards. Now, granted, they were very straightforward and standing up and had a little bit of poses to them, but I just feel like with the flowing cloaks, they could have been so much more dynamic. And I know that this is going to be one of those expansions that AMG kicks it up like more than just a notch, but probably 2 or 3 notches on. And also might be an opportunity for them to expand on the Imperial Royal Guards a little bit by adding something a little bit more. When it comes to new expansions that reprinted in the hard plastic, there is an excellent opportunity to do certain things that they've already started kind of doing. I'm going to go back to FFG when they first started, because again, this was a plan that FFG had a long time ago. I think they knew once they made the transition from soft to hard plastic, they knew that they were going to have to do the hard plastic thing eventually. And so, they sort of did that already with the Wookiees. As somebody who's been working on Wookiee Battle Force recently, when you buy the Wookiees now, the newer Wookiee expansion, you're getting, multi-faction. They're getting more than the original Wookiee expansion. You're getting cards for a new faction. You're getting more models. You're getting different heavy options. Getting a ton of extra Wookiee cards and things like that. And so it gives them some great opportunities to maybe include, maybe you wanted to do like a Kir Kanos or Karner Jax or something like that, or a different, Royal Guard champion in here with the Imperial Royal Guards like they used to have with Star Wars Imperial Assault. Or maybe have a different type of heavy weapon or something like that. A lot of different cool options you can do with Imperial Royal Guards. I feel like our Tier 2 or our second entries into our core units for a lot of the factions are also subject for this. Snowtroopers a little bit less so, because they do have some stuff with Inferno Squad, but Fleet Troopers really could use some love, and I think this is a great opportunity to give the Fleet Troopers a little bit of extra attention. Now, granted, I really don't have much of a problem with the existing Fleet Trooper models. I feel like they came out really, really well, but this would be a great opportunity to do a little bit more. Maybe some balance changes that will come out with them, maybe some new upgrades that make them work out a little bit better, or maybe just an opportunity to, as they come out, say, oh, here's another upgrade card pack, and this is going to make Fleet Troopers even better, because I think there's a lot of people out there that would probably consider buying more Fleet Troopers, but like the problem is right now, you can only run so many. And if they want the new models to sell, maybe they need to give us a reason to run more than one Fleet Trooper unit, and so like that would be a kind of a cool thing to do. I also wonder if this is going to affect things beyond just our normal troop expansions. Are we going to see something like priority supplies, which was not on a frame or sprue, but rather still in bags, but you had those battle cards that were really important. Are we going to see new battle card packs, or are people still going to have to go buy this expansion for those battle cards and that expansion for those battle cards, or are they going to put all the battle cards together in like maybe a battle card pack? which is be a cool opportunity. And will they have things like the priority supplies and other similar Battlefield expansions available on a sprue as well, and a separate pack where you can just buy your terrain in one pack and get your cards in another pack? I don't know if they're going to address these at all. These might be lower on the priority list. Not 100% sure on that. I also think, as again, I said I was working on a Wookiee battle force, and I think, Chewbacca is one of those characters that really needs some extra attention. Chewbacca is a decent enough model, but printed in the soft plastic. There's use cases for Chewbacca to show up in the Republic, but there's no Republic expansion for Chewbacca. There's a Wookiee battle force that really could use some more Wookiees. It might mean that since we've seen AMG start to do commander expansions with more than one character, might be a perfect opportunity to do a new version of Chewbacca that also comes with Tarful or a different or Chrysanthemum or something like that. Like a Wookiee pack would be really cool. I'd love to see a 3-pack of Chrysanthemum, Tarful, and Chewbacca. Have a Merc card for Chrysanthemum, a Commander version for Tarful, and maybe even an operative version for Chewbacca that can work in Wookiees. With that version, a lot of opportunities for different different sculpts, and also different ways to approach the Wookiee battle force could come out of a revamped dual faction Chewbacca pack, which I would be super excited to check out. So those are just a couple of my ideas. Last but not least, Rebel Pathfinders. Look, Rebel Pathfinders are something that maybe I face more than the rest of you, but Pathfinders are one of those weird expansions where their heavies are all unique, and they don't have a generic heavy, so you can't possibly run 3 units of Rebel Pathfinders if you want to have them upgraded. You'll have to run somebody that just doesn't have an upgrade. So so the Pathfinders box definitely needs some work. I feel like with the Andor show, we're gonna there's an opportunity to run Melshi in there as a heavy. However, I think the leader for the Pathfinders was kind of clearly designed to be Melshi, but it's not exactly Melshi. So like there's room, and there's different appearances for Melshi from the Andor show. So they could do Melshi as a 3rd heavy, or just give us a generic heavy for the Rebel Pathfinders. I think that'd be great. Also, or do all of the above. Be a really cool way to get people to buy more Pathfinders. So I want to hear what you guys think. What are you looking forward to as when it comes to stuff being reprinted in hard plastic? What are you guys' thoughts? If you're a new player looking to get into Legion, is this good news? Are you thinking like, hey, this is what I think at least. I think that this says, hey, this game is going to be around for a very long time. If they're redoing the entire product line in a better plastic, then they obviously want this game 10 years from now to still be running and doing well. And that's kind of how it looks to me. So very, very good news for Legion players. But I want to hear some of your thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section. I want to thank my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this channel possible. Thank you so much for your continued support. I will talk to you guys later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.